Hey guys, my name is Isaac Mukhopo and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through what I packed for the Otter Trail hike, which I was fortunate enough to complete at the end of February, just 2 weeks before our country went into national lockdown. I hope you are well and practicing safe social distancing. The Otter Trail hike is South Africa's oldest and most prestigious hike and is an epic 45-kilometer 5-day hike which begins at Storms River mouth in the Tsitsikamma rainforest and ends at Nature's Valley. Right then, let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to discuss with you is a backpack. Now, I took this backpack with me, which is a 70-liter backpack, but I do not suggest taking such a big one. Maximum what you should be looking at taking is between 60 and 65 liter. That should be more than adequate enough, and it will stop you from packing too much extra and unnecessary items into your bag. It's got shoulder straps, adjustable shoulder straps. It's got an adjustable chest strap and adjustable waist straps as well. The padding is thick and comfortable, and it's got all the necessary back support that I need. It's also got a section inside where you can put your hydration bladder in, so that was more than what I required. The only things that I wish this backpack included was those hip belt pockets, which are useful for keeping things like your snacks and other small essential items to be used during the course of the trail, as well as not including a rain cover for the bag, which I went to purchase separately. This is very important for keeping your bag dry in case it starts raining while you're hiking. What footwear you hike in is one of the most important items to get, as you will need to wear these in well in advance of the hike. Trust me, you do not want your feet to be begging for that escape route from day 2. You need to have absolute confidence in the shoe that you will be hiking in. Some people prefer trail running shoes as they feel that they are lighter, more comfortable, and more flexible. But for me, as this was my first multi-day hike, I wanted something with great ankle support, excellent traction, and to be waterproof. At some point during the hike, you will need to cross multiple rivers and will require another pair of shoes to do this. Aqua shoes are popular in this regard, but I do not recommend these. Why? Because, don't get me wrong, they serve their purpose. You slip them on, they protect you from stones and other debris as you're crossing the river, but the problem lies afterwards. Once you take these off, they take an absolute eternity to dry. I mean, the first thing you want to do when you get to camp is you want to take off your hiking boots and let your feet breathe. So what I suggest is you take an open sandal that does the same as the aqua shoes in terms of protecting your feet from stones and debris, but they dry much quicker and you will be just as comfortable. Right, so those will go into the side pockets of my bag, where I can access them if we need to cross any rivers, and if they're still wet once we cross the river, I can just attach them to one of the carabiners on the bag and leave them out to dry. So now, because we went in summer and the fact that we were sleeping in huts, I did not take a traditional sleeping bag with. What I took was a sleeping bag liner, which is extremely light, extremely small, and it's as thin as it's just like a sheet basically. And this was more than adequate enough to keep me comfortable at night. And this I'd keep in the bottom section of my hiking bag with my rain cover. And there's still ample space in that section for me to put other items in. So for clothing, this is what I took. To start the hike with, I had a short sleeve shirt as well as a hiking pants, right, which could be converted into a short. And I didn't take a swimming costume with because I usually swam in this, and because this is very light fabric and it dries very quickly, this was more than enough for me just to take this and convert it into a shorts if I needed to swim it, and it saved me extra space as well. Then I took 2 pairs of socks, one thick hiking sock and one liner sock or inside sock. What this does is it draws the moisture away from your feet when they get hot in that, and it stops and prevents blisters. A good sun hat or cap is essential to protect you, and just make sure that it is not made out of cotton, because that can get very heavy on the head, especially when you start sweating. Make sure it's nice and light. And this one I particularly like because it breathes well, and it's got a little patch here where basically what I do is dip it in cold water, a river or stream, right, and then put it back there, wear it, and it will keep me cool for quite a long time. Right then, packed in my bag, I took one lightweight jacket, and then once again, because it was summer, the nights were quite warm. I did not need anything thicker than this. This served the purpose just fine. I took a rain jacket. Very important to get a good quality rain jacket. Then I took one t-shirt that I could use at camp. Okay, then I got an extra hiking shirt. So that's 2 hiking shirts in total. The one that I wore on the first day, and then an extra one. Then I took an extra pair of shorts, very light shorts, for when I got to camp. Right? As base layers, what I took was thermal underwear. Right? So basically thermal vest and thermal long johns. These are light and they kept me quite warm at night also. Then 2 extra pairs of underwear, so 3 in total with the one that I was wearing, and then an extra pair of socks and liners. And then I also took a knee guard just in case I needed it at any of the days. And then one of my favorite items is I took a buff as well. These things are so versatile. You can wear them around your neck to protect your neck from the sun. You can wear them as a balaclava to protect you from any dust, and as well as keep you warm in the early mornings. It covers. I love these things. So in terms of clothing, that's basically all I took. And all this I'd put in my dry bag. Right? This is waterproof, just to make sure that my clothes kept dry in case any water got into my bag. So all I do is I'd keep my jacket at the top of my bag in case it starts raining while I'm hiking. Then I have easy access to the jacket, my rain jacket, sorry. Right, so all I do is I basically stuff all my clothing into the dry bag. So, my knee guard I'd also keep with me somewhere near the top of my bag in case I needed it during the hike. Right, then a microfiber towel. These are small, they're lightweight, and they dry extremely quickly. Very important. This I also kept towards the top of my bag in case we went swimming. This is an inflatable pillow for me to use while sleeping at night. Very good, it's light and it's small. And there's my clothing bag. Right. That I usually put at the bottom of my bag, just so that it's usually the last thing that I'd require to take out of my bag once we get to camp. And also, if I ever needed to access it without opening the top of my bag, I can do so from the bottom section. Right, my inflatable pillow and my checking towel, as well as my knee guard, also go into the bottom section because I've got that extra space without the sleeping bag there. My rain jacket I keep towards the top of my my backpack in case it starts raining, and I've got easy and quick access to it. Right, I think we can leave this on top now. Okay, so moving on to cooking systems. So for my cooking system, basically all I took with was this, which consists of a little pot, right, and then a bowl, right, which I would eat my cereal out of. I've got cutlery in here. It's a spork, or a spoon and a fork in one, right. Basically that's how it looks. Very light, very convenient. And then I've got a mug for my coffee and cappuccino. That's it. That's all I needed for my cooking system. Very lightweight, very compact. For now, that goes just above my sleeping gear. I'm in my clothing. Then next up, I've got my medication. So in terms of medication and first aid kit, basically in my first aid kit, I've got plasters, I've got bandages, then I've got some antiseptic wipes, got some alcohol swabs, and then I've got burn shield in here, I've got deep heat, and some more what's this, non-adherent pads. So basically this is what comes in any medical aid kit you can pick up at the pharmacy. Right, I just repacked it to make it lighter and smaller. Then in terms of medication, this is up to your personal preference. What I took with is I took some flu tablets, I took anti-inflammatories, I took anti-diarrhea tablets, I took nausea tablets. Right, then in terms of a toiletry kit, I've got a toothbrush, got a small toothpaste. Right, then I've got a soap, liquid soap, and then I've got cream, and then mosquito repellent in here as well. Right, and then a roll of toilet paper. One roll was sufficient for me. So generally my medication I keep in the top compartment of my backpack. Again, just to make sure that it's easily accessible if I needed it, or if there were any emergencies on the trail. Right, while I'm at it, I'm going to put my raincoat in. My toiletries, then once again towards the bottom of my bag because it is light and because it is probably one of the things that I'll only need at camp, except toilet paper. If you need toilet paper, then you need toilet paper, but I never needed it. This bag here has got all my food for the trip. Right, it's 5 days worth of food in here, and I've got it in this container. All my food is in Ziploc bags, right, and a little bit of a disclosure. So what we ended up doing is on day 3 and 4, 2 of the days, right? We actually got someone to bring us braai meat or barbecue meat. So at the end of day 3, we looked forward to a nice barbecue or a braai, and the same for the end of day 4. So all my food in here minus those 2 night meals. Okay, so in terms of hydration, I basically aim to set off every morning with 3 liters of water with me, and that more than usually was enough to get me through the whole day, except for day 4, which was a very long day. I think that was 13 or 14 kilometers, and I had to fill up at some point. I've got a hydration pack here, which is excellent because once it's in my bag, all I need to do is feed this to my mouth and sip the water through this pipe. And then I had a water bottle which I filled with this is a 1 liter bottle or 750 ml, which I filled with water, and usually I mix this with either Game or Rehydrate. It's important to take either water purification tablets or the water drops, just to clean the water before drinking it. Headlamp. Very important to take a headlamp with. You should try and get a headlamp that is greater than 200 lumens or brighter than 200 lumens. And then make sure you take extra batteries with. Make sure you put in fresh batteries before you leave for the hike. Then I've got a pocket knife and I've got a multi-tool. Right, the multi-tool is extremely good because it's versatile. I didn't take this with me because there were 2 other hikers who had multi-tools, and that was more than enough for the group. If we needed anything, we just use one of those multi-tools. So instead, I took this small, lightweight Swiss Army knife. Right, now you will be required to take a so this is a sack liner, and what it is this goes on the inside of your bag. So before putting in any of your gear, what you usually do is you'd open this up, right, and put it on the inside of your backpack, and then you'd put everything that you're taking with inside the sack liner. That is to protect in case your bag gets wet. This is to protect everything inside your bag. Then something else that you have to get is an emergency bag. Call it emergency bag. Emergency bag. If it's not, I'll correct it here. Basically, what it is, if you get the same brand as this, the emergency bag it's red and it's thicker than this. It's about double the size of this, and your whole backpack goes into that emergency bag, and then you fill it with as much air as you possibly can. You close it up, zip tie it, and then you use it when crossing rivers. That is to protect your bag from getting wet. For me, another important item is your trekking pole. This is full of my electronics and my camera equipment. From the offset, it was imperative that I took my camera equipment because I wanted to capture and record and video as much footage of this hike as possible. That's why this probably took up most of the weight that I was carrying. And if I remember correctly, this was 2.8 kilos. Right, this I kept towards the top, and also this, because it was the heaviest, I packed it closest to my back, just so that it kept my center of gravity, and if I turned or if I swayed back or forward, I wouldn't lose my balance. Right, and last but not least, this was my camera bag for the camera that I'm recording on right now. and it's a nice small compact bag. And basically I tied this, or I clipped it onto my hip belt of my backpack. At the end of the day, the final weigh-in for this bag when I left for the trip was 14 kilograms, which I was very happy about, especially considering that my my camera equipment and my electronics were 2.5 kilograms. I was very happy with that weight. We had a couple of items which we shared amongst us as a group, as part of our communal items, and each one of us took an item or two to put them in their backpack. Okay, that's it, guys. If you found anything useful in this video, and if you're still here, please like, and in the comments tell me what was useful. Tell me what you think I missed out on, and let's have a conversation about this. If you want to know more, or if you want any further videos, let me know. I'll create a separate video for that. But if not, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Peace out. Man, I'm ready to go on a hike now. God damn it. When is this lockdown gonna end? Jeez. Man. Don't think I'm gonna unpack this now.